Hey there, I'm Brian. Welcome to the channel, and today we're trying out a whole rack of Paiste cymbals. You know, cymbals of any sort, any brand, especially professional level cymbals, are a huge investment, especially if you're going to buy more than just one. In this case, if you're going to buy an entire rack to match a sound that you're trying to get. If you're buying an entire family of cymbals, and the family that we're looking at today is a set of the Paiste 2002 Big Beat cymbals. These actually come on loan to me thanks to my buddy Shannon Corey. He's let me have them for almost a month at this point, and I've had a chance to put these things through their paces in recording sessions and on some live gigs. So we're going to see a little bit of footage from both of those. Now let's talk about what makes the Paiste Big Beats so special. Now this is the 2002 alloy that we normally associate with their rock line of cymbals. Alex Van Halen, tons of rock players use the regular 2002s and have been for decades. But these 2002s, these Big Beats, are a little bit different. The hammering and lathing process is slightly different on these cymbals, even though the alloy is the same, and it results in a completely different sound. I've got some 2002s here that I've had for decades, and I know that sound. They cut. They really do great in a rock situation. You can use them in a lot of different things, but rock is really where they shine. Let's talk about what really kind of makes this line different. Now, with the hi-hats, I've got a set of the 15-inch Big Beat hi-hats. And if you look on top, it says top Big Beat hi-hat, 15-inch. But when you look at the rest of the cymbals in this line, there's no cymbals that are actually designated as crashes or rides. Like, for example, when I look at this 18-inch Big Beat, it just says Big Beat 18. Doesn't tell me what I should do with it, but I know I can crash on it. If you look at these others, the 19 just says Big Beat 19. On the 20, we don't have 20-inch ride or 20-inch crash. We just have Big Beat 20-inch. And what would normally be a cymbal that says ride on the top, nope, not here. Right now we've got the Big Beat 22-inch cymbal. Now, what's the deal with this? You really can use these for a lot of purposes. They are a multi-purpose cymbal. If I want to ride on this cymbal, all of these have a great bell. Even the 18 has a fabulous, fabulous bell on it. And I could use the bell on this just like I would any other kind of ride cymbal. So you really have your choice as to what you want to do. If I want to ride on the top of this anywhere along the taper, I can get a ton of different sounds. If I want to get closer to the bell, then I can get a more focused tone. If I get right on the bell, you get exactly what you would think out of the bell of a ride cymbal on this 22. The great thing is the 20 does the same sort of thing. Now, the 20 to me has a little bit more of a crash ride kind of component to it. So even when I'm riding on the top of this, there's a lot of shimmer, there's a lot of spread on it, it's got a long decay. To me, this is more like a crash ride, but it would make a great ride cymbal. If you play near the bell, you're going to get a really, really focused sound. And this one too has a great bell sound that you can use as well. The 18 and the 19, fabulous crash cymbals. The great thing about these cymbals is I feel like I could probably put them with any other series. The Modern Essential 602s are the ones that I usually prefer to play, but I feel like these could sit at home with those just as well, just to be a flavor, sort of like a distant cousin of the Formula 602 Modern Essentials. So if I wanted to do like two 20-inch crashes, I would probably have my Modern Essentials crash on this side. I would move this Big Beat over to the other side. Boom, we got huge rock crashes that we could use for almost anything. So I've talked about these cymbals enough. Let's put them into some different kinds of music so you can see what they sound like in a lot of different genres. you've heard what these big beat 2002 cymbals sound like in a lot of different styles. Here's my take. They sound great in a rock context. They sound pretty okay in a jazz context. If I had more time, I think after a few gigs with these, I would adjust my touch to get more of the kind of sound that I'd normally get out of something like a traditional or even those modern essentials when I use them on a jazz gig. The only thing that I didn't particularly like about these cymbals comes in the hi-hat. And this is a matter of personal preference. I could have used a slightly heavier bottom cymbal. On their own, they sound great. For some of this electronic music, they're a great sounding set of hats. But for me, there's something about the response of hats that have a slightly thicker bottom cymbal that I just prefer. So for me, if maybe I took a 602 Modern Essential bottom and put it in there, or even the regular Formula 602 bottom that's a little heavier than this, I think I'd probably get something that I like a whole lot more. So preference would be to maybe have another choice on a bottom cymbal, something heavier. It's just a feel thing. It's a response thing for me only. Might not be for you. And that's totally cool. That's the only real con that I had to this. Now, again, I've used these on some gigs, used them throughout these recordings that you've heard, and they sound good. We're talking maybe a 10 or 20% improvement for me as a player if I had a heavier bottom cymbal. So it's nothing to detract from these. It's nothing to say, hey, don't buy these. It's my own personal preference. Try them in a store, borrow them for a friend, kind of like I did, and really see for yourself. And that really goes for this entire line of cymbals. Be sure to go to your local music store or drum shop and see if you can try out a set of these Paiste 2002 Big Beats. I really feel like they're an incredibly versatile cymbal that I can use in a lot of different kinds of gigs and a lot of different kinds of volumes. I could take these and play a coffee house gig with these things. I could do an unplug acoustic thing. I feel like if I had more time to get to know them, I could put them on an acoustic jazz gig and they would sound just fine. Especially the 22 and the 20 would be sort of my dream combination on any jazz gig. In this Big Beat series, I feel like eventually I could learn to access the sounds I'm looking for. One other thing about this line that I've noticed, and I've got to throw it in here as an aside. It's not something that a lot of people think about. Around the circumference of this cymbal, I don't know if it has to do with the lathing or the hammering or what, but if you pick any one spot around the circumference of this cymbal, it sounds pretty similar all the way around the cymbal. The real difference in sound comes if I'm going toward or away from the bill. Now, to me, I like that because it makes it super easy to play and sound very consistent, especially when you're on the ride cymbal. When I'm recording, consistency is incredibly important. Some people like to be able to have a gazillion sounds that are all around their ride cymbal. And, when you're hitting here, it sounds one way. When you go a little bit further over, it sounds completely different. If you go another couple inches over in the same spot in the circumference, it sounds even different. In this case, I liked the fact that it was actually easier to get a consistent sound. I could pick where I wanted in terms of my distance between the bell and the taper of the cymbal to get the quality that I was looking for. And if I sort of did kind of a lateral pattern that moved me around the cymbal a little bit, as long as I was in the general area, it sounded like I was just hitting it in the same spot. Super easy to be consistent. That's important. Same way with the crash cymbals. I felt like I could consistently get the kind of sound that I was looking for, whether I was crashing on the top or crashing on the side. Once I got to know where these sounds were, I could access them pretty quickly, pretty easily, pretty consistently. So there you go. There's my test drive of the Paiste 2002 Big Beat cymbals. Now, I have to put a disclaimer that I've been a Paiste artist since '97. I've thought about buying a set of these for myself for situations where I just wanted a different flavor, different timbre, different tone than I get from the other series of Paiste cymbals that I own. And I think I'm going to add these to my arsenal. I really think that they're a valuable cymbal that makes an incredible sonic statement in the right places. If they would have sounded like crap, I probably still would have done this video, but I would have been a little bit nicer about saying, hey, these sound like crap. No, just because I'm a Paiste endorsee doesn't mean that I'm giving these things a pass. After putting them through their paces, and believe me, I put them through a lot of paces in the last month, I really feel like this is a very versatile cymbal that you should take a look at. That's all I've got for you this week. I really appreciate you watching. If you like this kind of material, make sure you hit the subscribe button. Really bang out that bell so every time I put a new video out, you get a notification about it. And please give this a thumbs up, because that's how other people find out about these videos on YouTube. Because you hit that thumbs up, say, this is a pretty cool video. So that's everything. Listen, until I see you next time, be awesome to everyone you meet. Be extra awesome to yourself. And until next time, I'll see you when I see you. Thanks so much.